Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Mueller faces another crisis as lack of evidence is being cited in his biggest case. The Mueller Russian probe is continuing to unravel, as his cases against Michael Flynn, Paul Manafort and the Russian bot farm all stand on shaky ground. Specifically, Mueller's case against Concord Management, a Russian company charged for meddling in the 2016 election, is falling apart at the seams as his team is failing to provide concrete evidence to support the charges. Washington, Reuters, a lawyer representing a Russian company charged with funding a propaganda operation to meddle in the 2016 U.S. presidential election accused Special Counsel Robert Mueller's office of delays in handing over evidence at a testy hearing on Wednesday. The attorney for Concord Management and Consulting LLC traded barbs with prosecutors at the federal court hearing over issues ranging from the handling of evidence to accusations by prosecutors that defense lawyers hung up on the government after a 9-minute phone call last Friday. Any suggestion in that regard is absolutely false, it is demonstrably false, defense attorney Eric Dubilier said. I resent the implication that the special prosecutor made in court that I would hang up the phone on somebody. I didn't do it. Concord is one of 3 companies and 13 Russian individuals indicted in February in what prosecutors say was an elaborate scheme to sow discord in the U.S. political system by using false personas to push divisive messages over social media and staging political rallies. Prosecutors have charged Concord with funding the operation, and allege the company is controlled by Russian businessman Yevgeny Prigozhin, who is also charged individually in the case and is known as Putin's cook because his catering business has organized banquets for Russian President Vladimir Putin. Prosecutors say the propaganda operation was designed to help support President Donald Trump's 2016 campaign and disparage Democratic rival Hillary Clinton. Russia denies meddling in the election and Trump denies any collusion between his campaign and Moscow. Concord has pleaded not guilty and Dubilier said he expected to seek to have the case dismissed on grounds including claims that the case is unconstitutional, fails to charge a crime and contains due process violations. The government disclosed at the hearing it had collected nearly 2 terabytes worth of social media profiles as evidence. An estimated 310,000 photos or 17,000 hours of music could fit into 1 terabyte alone, according to a blog post by an IT expert and professor at the University of Oregon. Dubilier complained that no evidence has been turned over, and said the social media data was largely in Russian and irrelevant to his client's case. He said his client had nothing to do with the creation of the social media profiles and was not associated with individual defendants in the case. I anticipate that we are going to get this massive dump of social media stuff that's in Russian, Dubilier said. Prosecutor Jeannie Reed disputed that assertion, saying it was not irrelevant material. The next hearing in the case was scheduled for June 15. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Nancy Pelosi defends MS-13 from President Trump's mean words. Nancy Pelosi is a San Francisco institution. Loved by many, scorned by others, there's no denying her political acumen and success. She was first elected to Congress 30 years ago and climbed her way through the political power structure to become Speaker of the House, achieving the highest political office ever held by a woman in this country. Liberals opening our doors to criminals or chumming for votes while taking all innocent citizens down the toilet with them. Pelosi is criticizing President Trump for calling MS-13 animals. Obviously, that means she's defending the violent gang. Watch the video below. We believe, some of us that are attracted to the political arena, to government and public service, that we are all God's children. There's a spark of divinity in every person on earth and that we all have to recognize that. As we respect the dignity and worth of every person. And as we recognize our responsibilities with that spark of divinity within us. And so when the President of the United States says about undocumented immigrants, these aren't people, these are animals, you have to wonder, does he not believe in the spark of divinity, the dignity, and worth of every person? These are not people, these are animals. The President of the United States, Pelosi said. Nancy. People in MS-13 are in fact animals. I might call them an animal, but animals protect their own. Animals wouldn't butcher and behead someone for funsies. Animals wouldn't gang rape young girls. So I can't come up with a description for this. Who really cares what Nancy Pelosi says or even thinks? She had proven over and over again how incompetent she really is. She lives in her own world and keeps forgetting that there are other people in this country besides Democrats who aren't fools. What do you think about this? Scroll down to leave a comment below. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. You're a liar. You lie through your teeth. Alan Dershowitz slams #NeverTrump hack and bushy Richard Painter. Richard Painter is a lawyer and the former chief White House ethics lawyer in the George W. Bush administration. Painter is also an outspoken #NeverTrumper and is running for Senate in Minnesota American Samoa Democrat. Richard Painter is also not very honest for an ethics lawyer. Painter believes there are numerous officials in the Trump administration with ties to Russia, which of course is a completely ridiculous statement of a deranged lunatic. On Saturday, Richard Painter and attorney Alan Dershowitz went on MSNBC to discuss the latest developments in the Mueller witch hunt. The interview ended with Dershowitz handing Painter a thorough tongue lashing on his many lies. Alan Dershowitz, well, today the worst place you want to be is a friend or a business associate of Donald Trump, because prosecutors will stop at nothing to try to flip you and use you as a witness against him. There are two tragedies here. One, the way the White House has behaved, and second is with Mueller, who has a mixed reputation. When I was in Boston in regard to 4 innocent people who spent their life and 2 of them dying in prison. Richard Painter, that's not true. You cannot say that about him. That is not true, Professor. Alan Dershowitz, it is true. Look, Painter is a zealot. Well, let me talk about your reputation. Painter is trying to parlay his anti-Trump zealotry into a run for the Senate. He has lied repeatedly about me and other people who are Trump supporters. Richard Painter, no. You have no right to go on national television and say things that are false about Robert Mueller. Alan Dershowitz, you said, let me finish, that I know nothing about Israel. You condemn me for that. I have advised 4 presidents and advised 4 prime ministers of Israel. You lie through your teeth. Dear Patriots, please subscribe to our patriotic channel. Like and share this video so your friends can see it. Thank you. Breaking, federal judge casts doubt on Mueller's case against Manafort. A Virginia federal judge expressed deep skepticism of the special counsel's bank fraud case against President Donald Trump's former campaign chairman, Paul Manafort, during a court hearing Friday morning. You don't really care about Mr. Manafort's bank fraud, U.S. District Court Judge T.S. Ellis III told Mueller's prosecutors during the hearing. You really care about getting information Mr. Manafort can give you that would reflect on Mr. Trump and lead to his prosecution or impeachment, Ellis added, according to the Washington Post. Come on, man, he said at one point in the hearing, according to Fox News. Manafort, 69, is challenging indictments for bank and tax fraud Mueller filed against him in federal court in Alexandria, Virginia. The charges are outside the scope of Mueller's mandate to investigate any collusion between the Trump campaign and Russian government, Manafort's lawyers have argued. Manafort has also been indicted in federal court in Washington, D.C. Both cases revolve around Manafort's work from 2005 through 2014 for former Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych. The Ukrainian government paid millions of dollars to Manafort and his former business partner, Rick Gates, to polish the image of Yanukovych, a close ally of Vladimir Putin's. Manafort laundered payments he received for the work and failed to properly register with the Justice Department as a foreign agent, federal prosecutors allege. Gates initially planned to fight the charges against him, but he pleaded guilty on February 23 and has been cooperating with Mueller. Ellis, a Ronald Reagan appointee, challenged Mueller's team over whether the Virginia case arose out of its own investigation or whether it picked up on a previous investigation into Manafort's consulting work the U.S. Attorney's Office in Alexandria conducted. The Obama Justice Department investigated Manafort back in 2014 but decided not to bring charges. The question looming over the Manafort case is whether Mueller has evidence the political consultant coordinated with Russians during the 2016 campaign. Manafort's team has denied he conspired or colluded with any Russian intelligence or government officials. On April 30, Manafort's lawyers filed court papers in the Virginia case asserting Mueller's team has said it does not have communications or intercepts of any conversations Manafort had with Russian officials. Ellis is giving Mueller's lawyers 2 weeks to provide an unredacted version of an August 2, 2017 memo written by Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein laying out the parameters of the investigation into Manafort, the judge said Friday. While Ellis expressed concern with the Mueller prosecution, he made it clear he has not decided whether the Virginia case will be tossed. "I'm not saying it's illegitimate," Ellis said, according to the Post.